Hello, mi gente. Welcome back to another video. I wanted to kind of reveal to you guys my prediction list for Jump Force Season 2. Mind you, this is bound to be wrong because, again, these are just predictions. And I used a few parameters to make this list, and I'm going to share them with you right now. The first one is essentially any series that got more than two or more characters on the last season pass will not have DLC in the second season pass. So Bleach automatically gets excluded, and My Hero Academia automatically gets excluded. So those series most likely won't be seeing any DLC, at least from the prediction that I'm making based on that outline. Now the next thing is that the big series are going to be getting at least one more character. The big series being Dragon Ball, Naruto, and of course One Piece. I don't mention Bleach or My Hero because of the earlier rule that I just explained. Okay, now the third and final one is that no new series will be added. Okay, just like how Season 1 did not add any new series, we're gonna assume that Season Pass 2 will also not add any new series. Okay, so based on those parameters, let's start. So my first pick for this list is gonna be one that a lot of people are familiar with, and that is Charlotte Katakuri. This is a One Piece character, and let me tell you guys, I'm not a One Piece fan, and I heard about this man so much, especially when we're talking about people that wanted him in Jump Force. It's insane. He's very popular, and I don't see any other character making it before him if we're talking about Jump Force Season Pass 2, okay? I just don't see it happening. He is right now, in my eyes, the number one pick for One Piece. This number two pick is my most confident pick of my list, okay? And that is gonna be Yuno from Black Clover. As you guys know, Deku started out with being the only rep for My Hero, and Asta is in the same position right now, where he doesn't really have any other reps from his series. So I feel Yuno will be a very, very easy pick to make. And then that kind of leads into the third one, which is also Yami. I think Yami will also make it in. And again, I'm using Season Pass 1 as the parameter because remember, Deku had All Might and then they had Bakugo. So I feel like they're going to do the same with Black Clover just because these characters are the new gen characters. And I feel like they'll treat them kind of the same way instead of, you know, having favoritism over the other. So that's how I'm seeing it right now, okay? These two characters, in my eyes, are very confident picks. My next pick is going to be a Dragon Ball character, and that is going to be Broly. As you guys know, Broly is kind of a big deal nowadays because Dragon Ball Super Broly came out not that long ago. I mean, it came out a little while ago, to be honest, but in a way, I could see him being part of the Jump Force roster. And I don't know when or how they're going to try to introduce him into Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Super, but obviously just the success alone of the movie would warrant him being in Jump Force Season 2. Okay, so this next one, I might have a lot of people disagree with me, but this next one, and I'm gonna give out a reason for this one, is Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho. I know what you guys are thinking. Oh, Berto, you beating a dead horse. Everybody keep asking for this guy. We're not getting him. Bandai's not gonna put him in the game. But here's the thing, okay? The only reason why I believe he has a strong chance of making it into Jump Force is because I've seen Bandai buckle down under pressure many times, okay? And just to give you guys two examples right now, with the Storm series, people wanted the sound for every Storm series. They were asking about it up until Bandai was like, listen, CC2, please make these characters for us so they could leave us alone. And then, of course, it happened just recently with Momoshiki and Kinshiki. Granted, those two characters are going to be making it to Storm 4 more to promote the Switch port more than anything else. But it kind of gives you an idea. Like, whenever somebody or the community really complains about a specific character to the point where they cannot ignore it, they will buckle under the pressure. And I feel Hiei is going to make it in Season 2. As I said before, this is a prediction list, just as a disclaimer, so I could still be wrong, but this is just me going off of what I've seen in the past, okay? This next pick is gonna be a little bit of a tough one for me, but it's Marik from Yu-Gi-Oh! Me personally, I don't really care for Marik that much. So, and I did take my bias out of this list. I didn't go out of my way to pick any characters simply because whether I like the series or I like the character. I really thought hard about these characters and who would make it in and what kind of curveballs would Jump Force throw in the way. I think Marik could make it into Jump Force Season 2. Of course, if you add him in there, we will have all 3 Egyptian god cards in Jump Force, which would be amazing. I think it would just complete the trifecta pretty nicely. And I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh! Needs any more characters after that. Of course, they could give me Jaden Yuki if they wanted to be nice and bless the boy Papa Berto, but they're not going to do that. So I feel like Marik would be a good pick for Season Pass 2. Okay, guys, so I've already mentioned about give or take 6 characters. And these last 3 characters are what I'm going to call wild cards. As you guys remember, Season Pass 1 had Bisky, which was kind of like an odd pick, and then of course Jump Force decided to go with Fat Boo instead of like any other form of Boo. So with that being said, I'm gonna call these last 3 wild cards, meaning that they're not really like, I'm not super confident on them, but I'm just going off of these picks simply because of how random Jump Force is with their DLC picks. At least in the eyes of a fan, they seem very random. I'm sure they have people who analyze what kind of sales the DLC would make and whatnot, and what would be a better pick. But I'm going to start with this one. And you ready for this one? All right, get ready. So this one's going to be a Naruto character, and I picked Mitsuki. Now, this is not a wish list, okay? It's not that I want Mitsuki. It's just I feel he has a better chance of making it in than Sarada. That's just my personal opinion, man. Mitsuki has a very big chance of making it in. Of course, as you guys know, Boruto kind of falls on the umbrella of the Naruto series. So it's not like they're 2 separate series. Like Boruto and Naruto, at least in Jump Force, are not necessarily separate, right? So I would assume that they're done with the Shippuden characters and they're gonna give us a Boruto character next. So Mitsuki would be the pick. Plus he has like a nice transformation, which is the Snake Sage transformation. That would be dope to see in Jump Force. And I feel like, again, if we're going about it that way, Mitsuki has a big chance of making it in. And he is a wild card, so I'm not 100% confident in this pick, but nevertheless, it's a pick. This next one, it's still a wild card to me, but on the off chance, I'm going to add him, okay? And that's going to be Giorno. The reason why I consider him a wild card is because although he's wildly popular, the popularity alone doesn't guarantee a character in. Even though I've said this for Katakuri, I've said this for specifically Broly, I feel like because this isn't a part of one of the big main series like Dragon Ball, One Piece, quote unquote part of the big 3, to me he's considered a wild card, even though he's super popular. I do believe he can make it in because JoJo, if you guys remember, was the last series to get announced in Jump Force. And you could see it as they left the best for last. You know what I mean? So I could go about Giorno as a good pick in my opinion. You guys could disagree, but that's all right. So this last pick is yet again another wild card. And I decided to go with this one because of a very, very, very special thing, okay? So there's 3 series at the moment, not including Black Clover. There's 3 series that only have 1 rep right now. That is 1, City Hunter, and then Fist of the North Star, and of course, Dragon Quest. Dai is the only guy from Dragon Quest, Kenshiro's the only guy from Fist of the North Star, and Ryo Saiba is the only guy from City Hunter. So if I had to pick out of those 3 series, which one would get a secondary rep, it would have to be Fist of the North Star. So my final pick is going to be Rao. And I know that he was in J-Stars, but remember, that didn't stop Jump Force from adding the same exact version of Madara that was in J-Stars into Jump Force, okay? So with minor tweaks here and there, of course. Instead of him having Susanoo, he had Heavenly Concealed in J-Stars, but that's besides the point. I feel like Rao has a really big chance of making it in. If you're just looking at the last 3 series to have only 1 rep, not including Black Clover, like I said before, because remember, Juno and Jami are kind of like in there as a prediction. you look at it that way and you start thinking, okay, you know, it's very plausible that that's the series they go with for a secondary character. I don't see them going with Dragon Quest. I don't see them going with City Hunter. So that is my pick. And essentially, this is the final list, okay? So just to run over them again, Katakuri from One Piece, Juno from Black Clover, Jami also from Black Clover, we have Broly from Dragon Ball, Hiei from Yu Yu Hakusho, Marik from Yu-Gi-Oh!, Mitsuki from Boruto, Giorno from JoJo's, and then Rao from Fist of the North Star, okay? That is the final list. I really did want to make a nice, tighter one, but because of the way the first season pass worked, I felt like it would be best to make a list that really kind of reflects that, because that is the only thing that we have to kind of guide ourselves as far as a prediction goes. I am going to be doing a wish list pretty soon as well. Let me know what you guys think. What are your specific predictions for Season Pass 2? Let me know in the comment section below, alright? I'm out, boys. Peace.